Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Jessica. So I took a little bit of a break from filming my weekly memory keeping videos in the month of August just because I was starting up a new semester and I knew it was going to be a pretty busy semester, I should say. And I just needed a little bit of a break. I don't think I've taken a break from weekly memory keeping videos since like 2022. Just because there was a lot of things that I wanted to film videos about in 2023 and 2024. But I decided to take a break and it felt really good just to kind of put stickers down for myself again and just get to do it on my own time. But I will be back in September. There's a little bit of something in the middle of this August. I will be back in the month of September to film memory keeping videos because there are some things I want to film for that. So you probably already saw my August monthly view completed in my September monthly plan with me if you watched it, but this is just how it turned out. I only have a few characters left from the monthly sticker kit from Itty Bitty Sticker Co., so I'll put those in my leftover character stickers collection. The only thing I'm going to highlight here, because as we get into the weekly view, I will explain all of the plans that are here. But the only thing I forgot to put in my weekly view was that we got a cute little cardboard house for our cat Evie, whose birthday is in September, and it looks like a little Tudor house, so we put that together on the 10th. And then the only other thing besides that missing from my weekly pages are the YouTube videos that I uploaded this month. I kind of went back down to one video a month or a week, I should say, versus like in June and July, I was almost doing like 3 videos every single week, but I was off work. So of course I had more time for that. I kind of wish I hadn't spent so much time filming and editing in the summer, but at the same time, I'm caught up now, which feels really good because I don't feel like I've been caught up in my weekly pages for years. So this is the most caught up I've ever been. So that's the monthly view. As I flip through the weekly views, I'm going to like obviously explain what happened and briefly go over what stickers I used, but I'm not going to go super into detail with that because I think it could get really repetitive. And then I'll show you what is left over of each kit as we flip through. So the first week of the August section is July 28th through August 3rd. I used leftovers from a couple different kits from Cinderella Paper, who sadly I don't think I can really order from right now because she's in Indonesia and the shipping cost is like super high. I believe it's because of tariffs. So that sucks. So I'm going to cherish what I have for now, but I can't remember the name of either of the kits, but I don't think this one's for sale anymore anyway. Let's see what happened this week. I was still like deep in watching the My Chemical Romance concerts that that came after the one that I went to. So I was watching LA coverage this day. For some reason, there was like a lot of coverage of LA night 2, but not LA night 1. So that was interesting. And then, oh, we had a tsunami watch in Northern California. I'm inland, so like this really didn't affect me because in Sacramento, if a tsunami, it would have to be like a massive, like world-ending tsunami to hit us. So we are more prone to flooding from the rivers because we have multiple rivers that run through Sacramento. That's kind of, I think, why a city was founded here. So we got our own problems, but that's in the winter. Yeah, there was an earthquake off the coast of Russia that put the whole West Coast on tsunami watch. And yeah, so that was a weird night. Anyone who I knew like normally went in the ocean or near the ocean, I was like texting them and being like, you guys know there's a tsunami watch, right? Like stay away. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah. So nothing too big came of that, but it was a very weird night. I went to one of my local bookstores this day to shop around and picked up a book that I started reading this day. It's not my favorite book. I really haven't read much of it yet, but it's nice to use some gift cards that I've got. And then this day, we went to my sister's friend's birthday party at the lake. The lake level is very low right now at Folsom Lake, but I did make this layered bean dip that people seem to really enjoy. I wanted to bring something, obviously, and I don't know, I was just feeling very like simple, so I'm like, I'm just gonna make a like 7-layer bean dip, and people really liked it. So much so that later in the month, my husband came home with the ingredients to make another one. And I was like, wow, cannot believe I inspired that. And then this night was MCR's show in Arlington, Texas. And I was so jealous because they performed The World is Ugly. So I wrote the lyrics in the sidebar here, but also I kind of recognized that maybe Texas needs that song more than I do right now. It's been really awesome to see like MCR fans sharing like their strength in this year. Like there's been multiple trans fans who have created like flags over the trans pride flag, with lyrics from some of the songs like Awake and Unafraid, and what was the other one I saw? I'm Not Afraid to Keep on Living, which are both lyrics from the last track from the Black Parade, which was the focus of this tour. So it's been, you know, I could definitely complain about the things happening this year as a straight cis woman, but more importantly, I'm here to support those who are really very threatened right now, but are still out and proud and all of that. So anyway, going off on a tangent, but yes, I was very happy tears to see The World Is Ugly performed that night. So that is what happened this week. Most of the stickers are either from Itty Bitty Sticker Co., Sweet Ava's Paper, or like Corks and Cores Co., like that book is from there. And if you have questions about specific stickers, just let me know down below, but I do tend to use like maybe 3 or 4 different shops on a regular basis in my spreads. So here's what's left. This wasn't with the kit, but I did have that full box pulled because it matched. At this point, I think this kit has been used so many times. I started screwing up the lettering here, so I had to redo that. At this point, I'm pretty sure I've used as much as possible from these leftovers. I, again, don't even remember what the names of these kits were. I think one was Arizona. I think I used it for my engagement several years ago at this point, but all of that can probably go into my leftovers collection, or the scripts can go into my character collection. So that's the first full week of August. Then we get into the second like real week of August, and I apologize for any weird lighting. This time of year, like the angle of the sun is kind of strange, and there's nothing I can really do about how weird it comes through the blinds. This is August 4th through the 10th, and I used Boba and Bites from Cafe with Anna. I forgot to use the date covers, although I don't hate it because like this deco is so cute that I'm glad I got to use pretty much all of it across the top, and you can't really do that when you have a date covers, at least not in the planner that I have. Absolutely love this. I paired it with an old Scribble Prince foil bundle that was like Champagne Lights and Pixie Hollow, I think, and I just think that's the move for the colors in this kit. So yeah, sorry, I keep like jumping around. Absolutely had to use my mochi donut box because I did not get mochi donuts this week, but I love a mochi donut. I don't know where to get them where I currently live, unfortunately. And then I used the taiyaki on Saturday because we did go to Somi Somi. If you've never tried Somi Somi and you have it in your area, do yourself a favor, go get it. The waffle fish, the taiyaki, is so good. I think I'm saying that right. I'm not Japanese, clearly. But actually what's funny is the ice cream in this kind of looks like what I got that day, because the special for this week was matcha peach swirl, which was, it basically just tasted like an Arnold Palmer, but ice cream form. So I'm really glad we have that even in Sacramento. We don't have it at walking distance anymore like we used to when we lived in Southern California, which was fantastic, but there are multiple locations in Sacramento, so it's very, very nice. I think they only have it in like 5 different states. They're mostly Western or like, yeah, Western states. Anyway, it's very, very good. It's like Korean, Japanese fusion treats. I was watching more MC Arlington coverage. This was flex week at one of the colleges where I teach. So like these 3 days I was going to meetings to meet my requirements for like doing prep before the semester. And then I was doing semester prep work with my syllabi and everything. My summer was shorter this year, unfortunately, but oh well. Also had a part-time faculty meeting. I was just really grumpy here because of AI stuff. And funnily enough, voicing over my MCR concert week plan with me, it made me really happy just to like talk through those plans and everything that happened. So put myself in a better mood that way. And then there was an AI policy Zoom meeting as well this week at work, and that made me feel a lot better because this particular college is still trying to figure out like what policy. Every college is approaching it very differently. But it seems like they're leaving it up to professors' discretion within their disciplines about how to deal with it, whether or not to allow it, those types of things. So that made me feel better because I don't see, people are like, it's the future. And I'm like, sure, I still think you need to be able to know how to write, you know, I still think that I have a valuable skill set that I can teach to other people. So that's where I'm at with that. Yeah, had a ton of work to do this day. I was just in a generally bad mood. We did go and get sushi on Friday, so that was nice. And then, like I said, we got Somi Somi on Saturday. I was listening to all of MCR's earlier albums, so I hadn't listened to all of Bullets. So they're, if you don't know, their earlier albums have like the longest album and song titles known to man. So I just refer to them as Bullets and Revenge and those types of things. So yeah, and then it was really hot this week. Oh, and this is where I started watching Abbott Elementary. I ended up watching that pretty much all the way through August. It's a nice show. There's a couple episodes where I'm like, I don't know. But for the most part, I like it. I was having what I call the summer scaries, which is the Sunday before classes start in the fall semester. It's like Sunday scaries, but amplified by about 5 times. So that was fun for me, and I was just like really warm and all of that. And then I think this weekend was the MCR New Jersey show, and there was some very weird footage I saw of Gerard Way eating spaghetti in the most deranged way possible. I think like for several shows there was like a prop food, not even a prop food, a real food that Gerard Way was eating in the most unhinged way possible. We didn't get that in San Francisco, but I honestly don't know what we're known for food-wise in San Francisco, other than some of the, well, crab, chowder, like West Coast clam chowder. But that would be very hard to eat on stage. Anyway, here's what's left. There's always too many good full box options in Cafe with Anna kits, so I have those left over. Have a lot of little things. I might get like some of the add-on. I buy the mini kit personally from her shop, but now I'm like, maybe I should get the ultimate kit so I can use the leftover full boxes, or I might just get the add-ons so that I can pair it with, I still have a lot of stuff left over from this kit, at least a lot for me. Obviously, I don't have enough glitter headers to build off of, but that's okay. And then, like I said, I completely like forgot to put down the date covers, and I really can't decide. You'll see in the other kits that I used from Cafe with Anna in August, I can't decide if I like the date cover look or if I like this look. I like both, but I don't know. I did really like this pink swirly pattern, so I don't know. Oh, and then I can toss this sheet at this point. So that's Boba and Bites. That's for the week of August 4th. Really, really love how this turned out. It's gorgeous. All right, so this week, this is August 11th through the 17th. I went back to work fully. Well, not fully. We'll get into that. I had these full box, like a whole full box sheet left over from Apple Blossom Prints, who is sadly closed now, from Scholar Society. I know other people still sell this art, so I might pick up some of that. But I love it as back to school college art because like the folder over here says things like, shit, I'll forget. Ugh, I have no idea what I'm doing. Permanently tired. Just very like sassy back to school art. And the pen pouch over here says, no, you can't have one. And the name badge says University of Anxiety. And it's just funny. So I only had the full boxes left over from this kit. So I paired it with just green and teal and orange that I had in my leftovers collection. And then I brought in this washi. I have no idea where it's from. I'm pretty sure I got it as a freebie from somebody that doesn't really have anything to do with the theme because it's got like what, leopards or cheetahs or whatever that is on there, but it matched the color scheme. And also it was my brother's birthday this day, and he's, you know, not that I believe in astrology like that much, but he is a Leo, so I thought it would be funny to bring that in. And then I just quoted a song from Gerard Way's not separate, what do you call it, individual album, solo album called Brother, because it reminded me, I heard it recently and it reminded me of my brother, so I texted it to him on his birthday. And there's a line towards the end of it where it's like, remember when you and I would make things up? And this is my brother who's closest in age to me, and when we were kids we just like we like to describe ourselves as very creative children. We were always coming up with plots and dragging our other siblings into stuff. So yeah, let me know if you have any relationships like that with your siblings. We kind of, we don't always see eye to eye on every single thing, but like we have a lot of fond memories of just being very strange growing up. I went to teach my classes this day for the first time. Very tired. I was watching more MCR footage from New Jersey. I also went and rewatched the Casey Musgraves show that I went to last year. Someone had posted a video of it to YouTube, and looking back at that concert, I was like, it's such a good concert. Like if you're at least sort of a fan of Casey Musgraves and you haven't seen her, please do yourself a favor and go see her. First of all, she's just a wonderful live performer and engages with the crowd wonderfully as well. And it's just a good time. And then what else happened this week? I was having to clear space off my hard drive. That kind of delays videos for me sometimes when my hard drive's full. And then what else? Black Parade MCR was happening in Philadelphia, I think this night. So I was watching the footage over the weekend. And then I got the Sunday Scaries again. I think we went on like a bakery date this morning, but otherwise this weekend was very, very chill. So as far as leftovers go, I think this is another one. Whoops, sorry. I do think this is another one where I've pretty much used everything I possibly can. These were leftovers from Cinderella Paper's like camping kit. I can't remember what the name of it was. So this is stuff that's probably just either going in the leftovers collection or in the garbage at this point because we worked through pretty much all of the possible labels that are usable from that. So that's August 11th through the 17th. And then this kit, my goodness, I absolutely love this. So when putting down stickers for August, I realized like I don't think I'd used any of Cafe with Anna's kits up to this point. And then in August, I used like 3. So that's kind of fun. This is Batter Up by Cafe with Anna. This is mostly a Mets themed kit, but you can definitely tweak it and use whatever full boxes make the most sense for your own team or just whatever you want. I had to use this cat box in the upper hand corner because obviously I've had to use the box with the movies and most of the food. I decided to switch out the not MetLife Stadium. I get confused because there's MetLife Stadium in New Jersey and then there's the Mets Stadium, but it's not called that. What is it? Citi Field, I think. And is that also in New Jersey? Or is that in I don't know. Anyway, moving on. I did not have a lot to mark on this Thursday because I was in full work mode at this point. So I used 2 full boxes on Thursday. I do that when I just don't have anything that interesting to mark. I really didn't want to go to work this day. That's mature of me. So I got myself a Happy Meal in between or after my classes because I needed to reward myself. I found some new shampoo that works better with my hair because my old one, I feel like they changed the formula. Fascinating stuff, right? There was horrible train traffic this day. I got stuck. There was a freight train leaving Sacramento at the same time that I needed to cross the railroad tracks to get on the freeway. What a nightmare. I almost didn't make it to my classes in time. I had stomach pain later that day. I wonder why. And then just getting ready for the next week where I was going to be back to work mostly full-time because another college district was going back to school and watching lots and lots of Abbott Elementary here. And then it was we went to a baseball game. I forgot to mention this. The reason I use this kit is because we went to a baseball game and it was 90s night themed at the baseball game. So I used this Tamagotchi sticker from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. And then luckily we won. We went into extra innings. I think we went into 11 innings and at one point I ran to the bathroom because after the games on Friday and Saturday nights in Sacramento, they do fireworks. So I didn't want to miss that. I also didn't want to miss any of the game, but also I'm like, I really need to take a break for a second. And then I came back and luckily they won. We beat the El Paso Chihuahuas. The score the night before against the same team was like 12-1 and we lost. So I was going into this game being like, you all better win for me because I paid money to be here. And then we enjoyed the fireworks afterwards, and then we just kind of chilled on Sunday, and most of my siblings and I had a FaceTime this evening. It was really hot. Like, I brought a jacket to this game, but it was so hot that day that even at like 10, 11 o'clock at night, it was still hot outside. Not like Arizona hot, but like usually it'll cool off at night here, but this night it was still pretty like muggy. So anyway, that's most of the plans from this week. Again, I thought I was going to talk more about what stickers I use, but I'd rather just talk about the memories instead. But let me show you what's left over from this kit. I have a lot left over, especially for blue, because I didn't really use a whole lot from that. So obviously the freebie's gone. I still have a couple full boxes. I have all of the little things in the blue color. I have another full box. This is another one where I might Oh yeah, it is called City Field. I might get like the add-ons. I also have a bunch of deco left over because I used the date covers, because I remembered to use the date covers, and I'm torn because I like the look of deco at the top, but I also really love the patterns that Anna uses with her date covers because they match up with the bottom washi, and I still use deco across the bottom just because I don't use a whole lot of foil, or especially washi overlays, so I just use the deco as an overlay for the plain bottom washi. So I don't know, but yeah, this is what's left over. I still have quite a bit left, so I could probably get an add-on and then like an add-on or two and then use it again. In fact, like I definitely want to use this art again because it's so good. And I put the black and orange next to each other because we went to a Sacramento River Cats game, which is a AAA team, but our major league team, our major league affiliate is the Giants, and I consider myself a Giants fan. And no, I'm not a bandwagoner. I'm just from Northern California, okay? I don't know. Outside of California, were people like that? Because I feel like because the Giants won so many World Series around the time I was in college, people would accuse people who were fans of being bandwagoners, even people who were like from the Bay Area. And I'm like, no, I think this is just their team, y'all. Anyway, and now that the A's are moving, like they're our only baseball team, right? In Northern California, the Giants, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Anyway, wow, I'm getting ahead of myself. One more week. So then we got back-to-back Cafe with Anna. What a time to have. What a lovely time to have. So this is August 25th through the 31st, the very last week of August. I decided to use Spooky Scoops by Cafe with Anna because I went to my parents to use their pool because it was still very, very hot this week. So June and July were pretty mild summer-wise here, but August got quite hot. We had a lot of triple-digit days, so it very much felt more like summer in August. And then some of that has continued. Well, no, the first couple weeks of September were milder again, and then now it's heating up again, but then it's going to cool off again. So I don't know, this year has been very weird weather-wise. So this day I started not only teaching my morning and afternoon classes, but also my night class because another community college district that I work for went back to school. So this is where things really, really started to get busy. Absolutely love this full box with the egg and the toast, so I had to use it up there. Love these melons as well, and yeah, this whole week it was like triple digits. So teaching, more teaching. I came home and then Evie, my cat, was chasing after something and then just gobbled up a fly midair, and I'm like, are you the old lady who swallowed a fly? Like, what is this? She's not normally that motivated to catch bugs. That's Clover, the younger one, my younger cat. But she was real motivated that night. It was the weirdest thing. I literally had just walked in the door like maybe 10 minutes before, and my husband was finishing dinner and the cat just ate a fly. And I'm like, my family's so weird. Anyway, I was listening to My Chemical Romance's Conventional Weapons because I knew a few songs from it, but I just wanted to like listen to the whole EP set all the way through. We finally got Josh Johnson tickets this day. So Josh Johnson is a comedian. If you don't know, I really enjoy his work. I recommend it if you need something to laugh about, both silly stories but also current events. And we have been really struggling to get tickets for his Sacramento shows. Because first of all, how cool is it that he's coming to like right near us anyway? But the first 3 shows he added like instantly sold out. There's definitely like a bot issue. He is one of the people actually like speaking up about it and trying to do something about it. And this day he added a 4th show in Sacramento, and I saw it promoted on social media. And so I texted my husband. I'm like, there's tickets again. Should we get some? And he was able to snag a couple of tickets for their original price point, which is nice because then literally the next day they were relisted for resale, including like every ticket in the row that we bought tickets for. Like, we're the only 2 real people who have tickets in that row. Every single ticket was like 3 times as much as what we paid for it. So I think like a week later, Josh posted about how he's trying to like get those tickets back into the hands of real fans instead of, you know, people charging for it. Because here's the thing, I would pay that amount that the resellers are asking for to see this comedian because I think he's worth it. However, I think the money should be going to him and not to scalpers, basically. So that was really exciting that we finally got tickets. That's in the winter time. So that was the note about this day. I don't normally like this like yellowish greenish color, but with the color blocking in this, it looks so good and I just love it. And then we had a work event for my husband. It was a quote unquote hot dog party where they grilled hot dogs and people who had dogs were encouraged to bring their dogs. We don't have a dog, so we didn't do that, but we went and chatted with people. And then Friday, my husband left for LA, not LA proper, but he went to go visit family in LA County because our nephews have formed a band and they were doing their first performance this weekend. So I wasn't able to go, but he did go. We talked on the phone while he was driving down there just to kind of keep him alert. And then I was responsible for all the stuff with the cats. I was rewatching the MCR Toronto show and just chilling at home, picking tomatoes. I had a pool day with one of my sisters, one of my brothers, and my dad. And I finally got my washi from my brother who went to Japan like almost 2 years ago. And then more chatting with my husband while he was driving home. I think I forgot to write in that Nathan came home this day, but he did. We tried to watch Superstore, but we just could not get into it. Like we watched like 3 or 4 episodes and a bunch of people, not a bunch, like 2 of our friends from totally different parts of our life have told us that the main lead male character, I think his name's Jonah, reminds them of my husband. And after watching parts of the show, I'm kind of like, I don't agree. Like maybe he kind of looks like my husband, like looks like my husband. My husband would never act like that though. If you've seen the first like 3 or 4 episodes of Superstore, let me know if Jonah gets better, because like my husband would not be starting a job and immediately trying to like flirt with people. He would just be there to like do the job. So I'm not really sure what our friends were thinking. Maybe there's something that happens later in the show that reminds them of my husband, but I don't know. That was kind of weird. I'm like, my husband's not like trying to hit on people at work, like ever. That's just not his vibe. So I don't know. We put Superstore away because it just wasn't for us. It's a shame because I really do love America Ferrera. Like I remember being a teenager, like watching, what was it? Gotta Kick It Up. If you've ever seen that DCOM, let me know. But I don't know. Just could not get into it. So here's what's left of Spooky Scoops. Here's the pattern boxes. I got the extra pattern boxes with this. So I still have a lot of boxes left over, including this one, which could honestly be used with like any kit. And then I do still have deco because the deco is pretty big in this kit. I don't know. I do sometimes like big deco, but I'm personally like smaller deco bits, but that's just me. And then yeah, this might be another one where I get some add-ons to reuse it because I do love this art a lot. So yeah, that is everything. Like I said, most characters are either from Sweet Ava's Paper, Itty Bitty Sticker Co., the Neva Creations, which I'm still trying to figure out if I can still order from Canadian and other international shops. And who else? Corks and Corks Co. Who else do I use? That's kind of it. Those are my main ones lately. Yeah, I think that's about it. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any specific questions about the weeks. I'm really happy with how August turned out. Like I said, it was more summer weather this time. The baseball stickers are from a shop that's no longer open, just FYI. I have a huge sheet of them, but she doesn't sell stickers anymore. But yeah, it's been fun to use like hot summer colors because it has been so summery this month. But yeah, I'll be back to film Weekly Plan With Me soon. I'm just kind of getting back into the groove of things because life has been a little bit hectic and we don't have much travel planned this fall, and I'm hopefully not going to get terribly sick again, but I can never guarantee that. So I'm hoping to keep more on track this fall than I did last fall. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you are doing well, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.